I want you guys to think about a goal that you set at the start of this program. I want everyone to close their eyes and think about a goal that they set at the start of this program. I want you to think about something that's really important to you, something that if you achieve this goal, if you accomplish this goal, it would mean a lot to you. It would create some significance in your life. It would create some meaning in your life. It would create some purpose for your life. Does everybody have that goal? Yes. Okay, so if you have a pen and paper, I want you to write that goal down. Repetition is the father of learning. The things that we repeat to ourselves over and over again eventually become our reality. Write that goal down. Now, in order to achieve our goals, in order to go after the things that we want, in order to manifest, my definition of manifest is that everything I touch turns to gold, and when I set a goal for myself, I always achieve it. In order to hit that level of success, you need to have three things in my opinion: integrity, energy, and intensity. Now, my definition of integrity is very simple. Integrity means doing what you say you're gonna do when you say you're gonna do it. Integrity means when you say you're gonna do something, no matter what happens, it gets done. No matter if you're sick in the hospital, no matter if there's a family member that got sick, no matter if there's something that's going on in your family, no matter if you've got some drama going on in your life, no matter if your girlfriend broke up with you, no matter what, when you say you're gonna do something, it gets done. The reason this is so important is because most people do not have this. Most people are weak with their word. Being weak with your word means this: I was gonna go to the gym, but I had a lot of school to do. I was gonna go to the gym, but my friends invited me to hang out. I was gonna go to the gym, but I had a lot of stuff I needed to take care of in my personal life. And this is the thing, right? Write this down. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. And so most people, what they do is they make promises to themselves, they make promises to other people, they make promises to the world, and then they consistently break these little promises. They say they're gonna wake up on time and they sleep in. They say they're gonna go to the gym and they skip. They say they're gonna eat healthy and they don't eat healthy. They say they're gonna post on social media and they don't post on social media. And most people think that these small things don't mean anything, when in reality, they mean everything. It's the things that you do every single day on a day-to-day basis that stack up and lead towards success. Cole and I just took a jet. It was $50,000 for a 5-hour flight. And most people think that's crazy, right? And most people are like, oh, I wish I could have that level of success one day. That would be so cool to have that level of success one day, to be able to just drop 50 grand on a jet. What most people don't understand is that all of the success that Cole and I achieved and being able to drop 50 grand in like 2 seconds on a 5-hour flight didn't come because of these like big grandiose things that we just did all at once. It was a series of day-to-day actions that happened back to back to back to back to back to back to back. In anything that we did. Whether it was this gym, who here likes the gym? Raise your hand. This gym was a series of things that happened back to back to back to back to back to back to back. In the process of building this gym, we also were faced with a lot of adversity. We were faced with a lot of people that said we weren't gonna make it. We were faced with an illegal shutdown. We were faced with slander from Kelowna, from people that thought we couldn't pay our bills, from people that didn't understand our mission, from people that had no idea what they were talking about. So everybody else was talking, and that's what the world will do. The world will talk. They'll talk about you, they'll talk about your goals, they'll tell you you're not gonna make it, they'll say you're not gonna be successful, they'll say you're posting on social media too much. Everybody else was talking, and Cole and I were focused on one thing. Write this down: execution. We said we were gonna have the best gym in Canada. So no matter what anybody else said, no matter what anybody said about us, no matter what was happening around us, we said we were gonna complete the gym and it was gonna be the best gym in Canada, and we did whatever was in our power in order to make that happen. Now here's the thing. Sometimes when you have integrity, you can still fail. And this is why a lot of people struggle, right? Because sometimes I've had integrity and I did everything that I was supposed to do and I still failed. How many of you guys have felt like that before? You did everything that you were supposed to do and you still failed. And then you get to a place where you're like, well, if I failed and I did everything I was supposed to do, then it's not even worth it to try. I fell into that, right? Where I tried so hard to achieve a goal and then I did everything I was supposed to do and I checked out all the boxes and then I still fell short of my goal. It sucks, right? And so a lot of people, what they do instead of being integral, will not even try. Because if you don't even try, then at least you can say to yourself, oh, yeah, I could have been a pro football player, but I decided on something else. Then you can say you didn't even try and that's why you didn't make it. And I promise you guys, as you guys get older, you're gonna hear this over and over and over again. That's actually what made me go after my goals. I remember I was working at this bar and I used to like serve drinks and alcohol to, all these guys, whatever, as a bartender. And every day I would have guys come up to me and they're like, bro, back in my day in high school, I was a football star and I did this and this back in my day, back in my day, back in my day. And this guy just sitting at the bar, 40 years old, sipping a beer. And I'm like, bro, I'm like 21 years old. I was like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I'm not gonna be one of those guys that talks about back in the day, because every day I just wanna be working towards the things that I want. This is important. Sometimes you can be integral and still fail, AKA do everything you were supposed to do and still fall short. Does that mean you're a failure? No. What does it mean? It means you weren't ready yet. Who here likes the car I drive outside? Raise your hand. Fun fact about the car I drive outside, it took me 4 times of applying to get that car before I got approved. 4 times. First time I applied, I was making like 50 grand a month and they're like, yeah, right. Second time I applied, I was making 100K a month. They still laughed me out of the building. Third time I applied, I was making 200K a month. They laughed me out of the building. The fourth time I applied, we just had $1 million a month and they're like, okay, now we see it. But every single time I tried to get the Lambo, did that mean that I was like a failure if I didn't get it? No. I was just like, bro, I'll be back. See you in a few months. months. That's the attitude, right? It's like every single day, I'm gonna do everything that I'm supposed to do in order to get close to my goals. And if I fail, I'm never gonna fail because I didn't try. Write that down. Never fail because you didn't try. Because that's the worst type of failure. Because not only then will you live with the pain of the failure, you'll live with the pain of the regret. Does that make sense? If you fail because you didn't try, not only will you feel the pain of your failure, you will also feel the pain of your regret. And I promise you guys, that is the worst feeling in the world. And I know that because I did it. So I, Keenan, when you tell me about your football goal dreams, I'm like, bro, do it. I want you to be the most successful football. I want you to be the best in Canada. Because when I was your age, I could have done that, but I made every excuse in the book. I got injured. I started partying. I started drinking. I started doing stupid shit. And then at 21, 22, 23 years old, when I tried to go back to the Sun for my 5th year eligibility, bro, I was too old at that point. And don't get me wrong, like I'm grateful for everything that happened to me because that led me down the path that I'm on right now. However, if there's one regret I have in life, I think that every successful person's like, I got no regrets. I'll be honest. If there's one regret I have in life, I always think, not always, but sometimes I'm driving my car and I'm like, wonder what my life would have been like if I was a pro football player. You know, so don't fail because you didn't try, because then not only will you deal with the failure, you'll also deal with the regret. Make sense? Perfect. So integrity, write this down. Do what you say you're gonna do. That's why I razzed your ass as soon as you showed up. Because what do you tell me you were gonna do? Said you were gonna post every day up until the grand opening. Have you done that? You have not. Guess what? How many days do we have left until the grand opening? So if you make a commitment now that you're gonna post every day until the grand opening, are you gonna keep that? The integrity means doing what you say you're gonna do. You're gonna keep that? Same with you, bro. Right? What did you say you were gonna do last time we spoke? Have you posted every day? You have not, right? And like, this is the thing, right? This is like, I'm gonna tell you this that other people won't tell you. If you do that, you will fail, which is why I want to tell you now, and I want you to learn the lesson now when it's less painful. There's no stakes. It's like, yeah, Brian Mark might give it a little, you know, he might grill me, but like, I'm not grilling you because, you know, I'm a savage. I'm grilling you because if I don't do this now, then you're gonna go out into the real world and you're gonna say you're gonna do something and you're not gonna do it and you're gonna fall short and you're not gonna know why. And I'll tell you why. Because when you say you're gonna do something and you don't do it, you break trust with yourself. Does that make sense, everyone? And when you break trust with yourself, you will not set goals because you don't believe that you're gonna follow through because you don't trust yourself. Does that make sense? It's like having a friend that says they're gonna hang out with you on Friday. Let's say, you know, one of your boys or it's like, yeah, let's meet up on Friday. Friday comes around, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, he texts you, he's like, bro, I can't make it, sorry. And you're like, yeah, no problem. He's like, let's do next Friday though. And you're like, bet. Next Friday comes around, 2 o'clock, he texts, he's like, bro, I can't make it. Yeah, no problem. He's like, okay, let's do next Friday though. And you're like, okay, cool. Next Friday comes around, he's like, bro, I can't make it. Sooner rather than later, what are you gonna think when that friend texts you? It's never gonna show up. I'm not gonna trust that dude. I'm not even gonna make plans with him. What do you think everybody does with their goals? It's the same thing, right? They say they wanna do something and then they don't follow through and then they don't make it and they're like, it's okay. Next year, I'll lose the 20 pounds. Then next year comes around, start of the year, they say you're gonna lose the weight and then they don't do it and they're like, that's okay. Next year comes around and then they're like, I'm not even gonna set the goal because I know I'm not even gonna go after it. Does that make sense? It starts with the little things. When you say you're gonna do something, do it. Bro, and I'm like, I'm a savage with this. Like, I go hard. When I had COVID-19, I went live on Facebook every day, even when I had COVID. I'm intense, okay? And maybe you don't wanna be that level of intense, and that's completely fine, and I respect whatever level you're at. But I'm the type of dude where I say I'm gonna do something, it gets done, no matter what, bro. No matter what. It doesn't matter if I'm busy, sick, traveling, going through a breakup, somebody's going through something personal in my life. It does not matter. If I say I'm gonna do something, it's done. And not only, like, this is the thing, right? Who here would like to be in a relationship with a woman that they love one day? Raise your hand. I'm gonna teach you guys a life lesson that will carry you so far when it comes to your relationships, it's not even funny. You wanna know what women are attracted to? Women are attracted to a man on a mission, period. And so when you go on a mission and you're like, I'm gonna build this business and I'm gonna get it to $10,000 a month and there's not a single thing that will get in my way, I'm telling you, you're gonna be a magnet to the person that you want. When you say that you wanna be successful, you wanna be a bodybuilder and you're like, I'm gonna do this and there's not a force on this planet that will stop me. Every single day, I'm gonna be working towards this mission until I step on stage and get what I deserve. I promise you, there's not a force on this planet that will stop you. Opportunities will come to you, your social media will grow, like people will present themselves to you, the right person's gonna float into your life. It's gonna be easy and effortless. And it all starts with literally making the decision that you are going to be a man that says that does what he says he's going to do. Is this resonating? Does this make sense? Are you guys following? Perfect. So that's integrity. Second thing is energy. Energy is what I showed up with today for you guys. You guys like the screaming upstairs? A little savage, right? I'm a little different. But the reason I bring that energy is I bring that energy every single day. You ask me how I'm doing on an off day, I'm still gonna tell you it's the best day of my life because it's the only day I'm ever gonna be alive. Yesterday is not actually real. Think about this for a second. Yesterday, when you were alive yesterday, were you saying to yourself, it's yesterday, right? So tomorrow when you wake up, are you gonna wake up and say, it's tomorrow? What are you gonna say? It's today. So what's yesterday? Yesterday is just this idea of moments like this that have passed that live in our mind, and so we can make up this fabricated concept of yesterday. It doesn't exist because yesterday, when yesterday was here, it was today. And when tomorrow gets here, it's also gonna be today. So today, I want you guys to understand this, okay? This is important. Today is the only day that you're ever alive. Does that make sense? You're not alive tomorrow. Tomorrow is not real. Because when you wake up tomorrow, you're gonna say to yourself, it's today. Thank you. So if today is the only day that ever exists, why would today not be the best day of your life? It could also be the worst day of your life though, because we get to decide, right? You can decide if you wanna be in a mood about that person that cut you off in traffic. You can decide if you want to be in a shitty mood about that friend that let you down. You can decide if you want to be in a shitty mood because things aren't going your way, or you can decide that today is the best day of your life. You decide. Success leaves clues. Write that down. Success leaves clues. If a bunch of successful people are saying something, there's probably some evidence to that. So energy, this is the thing, right? No matter what you do, doesn't matter, Caden, if you want to start a clothing company, it doesn't matter if you want to be a bodybuilder, it doesn't matter if you want to get in a film, it doesn't matter if you want to get soccer, it doesn't matter if you want to be going pro football. No matter what you do, tell me something that's involved in all aspects. Somebody, anybody. Tell me something that's involved that might influence what happens outside of you. Something that is outside of you that will influence the outcome. Anybody. What's the common denominator between everything that you do in life? Whether it be business, football, bodybuilding, it's outside of you. People. Why is that important? Because when somebody meets you, if they don't feel better after meeting you than when they first met you, you don't get to do business with them. When somebody meets you, if they don't feel better after they met you than before they met you, they won't do business with you. If you meet somebody, Jude, and let's say you want to get into film, right? And you've got this opportunity to meet somebody that's a director of a film, and you walk up to him and you're like, hey bro, really looking forward to this, man. Thanks for choosing me. Versus you walk up to him and you're like, nice to meet you. I'm Jude. How you doing, man? Good, bro. Best day of my life. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm so excited to learn from you. What do you guys think is going to get a better response? That one, right? You meet somebody that could be a sponsor for your bodybuilding, and you walk up to him and you're like, yo, I'm Boston. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm going to represent you well. You think he's going to be receptive to that? Like, nice to meet you, brother. Boston. How you doing? Best day of my life, bro. Good. Love that. If you meet somebody that's a football coach and he sees that energy that you bring, by the way, the energy that you brought today was fire. So it's not just when you're talking to people one-on-one, it's also how you're showing up as a person, right? Because you can be integral as and you, I feel like, have that integrity. You got that dog in you, you know? So you got the dog in you, now give me the energy. It's gonna separate you from everybody else. You're gonna be a magnet. Who here feels when I walk into the room? Raise your hand. You're like, yeah, Brian's here. That's how people should feel you. Write this down. This is something that Cole De Silva said, and I love it. Make your presence known. Energy. Bring the energy. When I see you guys and I ask you how you are, your default response is simple. Best day of my life. When other people ask you how you're doing, best day of my life. And they're gonna say, why? And you're gonna say, cause it's a great day. Cause I'm breathing. Cause I'm alive. I said the same thing. Default response, homie. Can't catch me slipping. If I have a mentor, I have lots of mentors. Right now, I hired a guy named Dan Fleshman, who knows like basically all the famous people on the planet, and he's introduced me to other famous people. He's like a connector. He introduced me to the guy that's gonna help me write my book. Well, my book's already written. Help me publish it. It's called the $10 Million Instagram Blueprint. 99 cents. You can buy it later. No more questions. Energy. Next, intensity. Next is intensity. I know you guys feel the intensity every single workout from me, correct? You feel the intensity from Cole every single workout. Why do you guys think we bring that level of intensity? Yep. What else? Yep. What else? Yep. What else? Because most people don't, bro. Because most people don't. Most people don't. Everybody wants the house, the car, the Lambo, the money, the dream life, the Audi, the G-Wagon, the clothing brand, the success. But most people don't bring that level of intensity to the stuff that they do. Every single day, everything that I do, I promise you, I show up as a 10 out of 10 intensity. Everything. And it's crazy because I can literally be sitting at my house by myself. Nick has seen it. Sitting at my house by myself, super chill, podcast goes on. Bam! What's going on, fam? Welcome to the Change Lives, Make Money on the Trainer podcast. I'm fully present. Intensity. Bro, it's everything. Nick has it. Daniel has it. Kyle has it. Cole has it. Do you ever see these guys looking up from their camera? Ever, right? Except when Nick's taking stories of cute dogs or something. Other than that, bro, he's locked in. Bro, every single successful person that you see that you want to be like is locked in. Jordan, you mentioned Dan Martell. Bro, that guy's intense. Homie is intense. He is intense, bro. If you want to be successful, you have to be intense. You have to be so intense that at football practice, people are like, bro, chill out. You're try hard. Chill out. Relax. Because they're going to say that now. And then when you're starting in 3 years, they're going to look up to you. They're going to listen to you because you're leading the pack. You need to be intense. You need to be the type of person that stays in on Friday nights when all your friends are drinking and partying and you're studying and you're learning. They're like, bro, you're boring. And you're like, I get it. I love you. See you tomorrow. I'm grinding. That's intense, bro. That's the type of intensity that most people aren't willing to embark on. Most people are looking for an easy way out. Most people are looking for the easiest possible pathway to success. I want the hard one because I know on the hard path to success, the one that most people aren't willing to walk, the one that most people aren't willing to take, I know that the rewards are better and bigger on the other side of that. That's why I post 6 times a day, every day, 7 days a week on social media. Nobody can keep up to me. I do that on purpose. I want everyone to know that not only am I the best, but you will never catch me. That's intense. That's a mindset. And that's a mindset that any single one of you guys can adopt because I know that for a fact because when I first started my success journey, I was 16, 17, 18 years old, starting to take myself seriously. I was living in a trailer in my grandma's trailer park, making no money, flat broke, and I just made the decision. Everything I said I was gonna do, I was gonna do. I was gonna bring energy to every single thing that I did, and I was gonna be intense. And nothing was going to stop me. And this is the thing, boys, all right? Any single one of you guys can have anything that you want if you adopt these 3 character traits. But you have to do what you say you're gonna do. And when you're doing those things, you have to bring energy. And when everybody else is quitting, when everybody else is tapping out, when everybody else is giving up, when everybody else is throwing in the towel, you have to be the one that's willing to go another round. You have to be the one that's willing to push yourself just a little bit more, just a little bit farther, just another round, just another minute. And if you do that, you can achieve anything that you want in life. Cool. Questions?